Arm triangle for mount tonight, okay? So this is definitely a submission you want to have in your game. So if I get to mount no-gi, this is a great way to submit my opponent. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to squeeze this side of his neck, this carotid artery, with our elbow pit. On the other side, we're driving his shoulder into his carotid artery on that side to get our finish here, to get our strangle, okay? So we'll start by coming underneath his head, and I'm gonna grab, put my fingers into his armpit here, and then pull toward me, and I get a really, drop my shoulder, really tight crossface and pin here. So when I do that, I'm gonna immobilize his shoulders, so it's gonna be easier for me to get his arm above his head that way, okay? So I have a real strong pin here. Now I come under his arm. If I'm too close here, I'm at the wrong end of the lever, I can never get his arm up. If I go too far out, he escapes his arm. So I have to find that right point where I'm as far as possible without letting him get his arm out. Now, if I only use my arm, he might be strong enough that I can't get his arm over his head. So I'll use my whole body, I'll use my leg. When his leg is bent like this, he's stronger. His hip flexor's helping him keep his arm down. So I start extending my leg here, and then that'll collapse. Now I don't stop here. I'm gonna keep bringing my head and his arm, look, all the way to the other side. And then I can get my chin on his tricep here. Now I can thumb post and secure my position. Now I mentioned getting our elbow pit on his neck. So I'm gonna post here and pump my arm and bring my elbow pit real snug against his neck. Now I can lock my hands together. And I'm gonna bring my elbow out so I have a good lateral stability here, good base. So I'm like here, he may do a big bridge. Yeah, he may get on top of me or he just might get out of the position. So I'll have my elbow out. I like to have this one facing down this hand. So now, I also need my shoulder below his jawline. If I'm squeezing around his jawline, it may hurt, may even injure them, but I won't strangle them. So I gotta get my shoulder below that jawline. So when I'm here, I'm gonna back down toward his feet a little bit, drop my shoulder, so I'm underneath his jawline. Now I wanna get off of his mount over to the side here. So I extend my leg, lower my hip, and I go to a shin mount first. I don't want him capturing my feet. And then I come flat to the mat and I'll post on his hip. And I bring my shoulder down to my hands. And then my elbow, I'm gonna pull my elbow down toward his feet like so. And that'll be crimping his neck. And that'll give me a finish. So I'm pulling my elbow here. So I'm bending his neck over my arm a little bit there, okay? One more time. So I first get a good cross face, a good purchase with my hand, good shoulder control. I get my underhook going. I have to use my arm and my leg here. Yes. And then I don't stop here. I bring my head all the way to the other side of his body. I bring my chin to the other side of his tricep. I can post now. Now I'm gonna pump my hand to get my elbow pit really close to his neck on that side. Keep my elbow out, palm to palm. I lower my shoulder so I'm underneath his jawline. I lower my hip so I can get to shin mount. Then I get to the mat, my knee blocks his hip. I bring my shoulder to my hands and pull my elbow toward his feet.